Here is Danny, and today with a pretty long video about some of the best Easter eggs in Borderlands 3. Like always, the game is full with fun little Easter eggs and references. The list itself is compiled by me and my friend xGarbett. And there is probably some stuff that we have missed, so if you did, totally let us know in the comments down below. But like always, on my channel I try to keep stuff as short as possible. Let's start off with Tannis in the boat. If you shoot some barrels scattered around, this will happen. In Sanctuary, in the claptrap room, Veronica will dance to some swinging music. On Skywell 27 you can find a Destiny 2 Easter egg, a drone called Dinklebot. If you kill him, he drops the loot Okram. However, when delivering it to Earl, he gives you a worthless item, as a joke on how bad loot often is in other looter shooters. There's also a little Batman Easter egg. If you drive around at night, you can see a bat signal in the sky. If you follow it, you can fight Batman himself. Well, I mean Rakkman himself. There is a mission based around Film the Room and Tommy Wiseau, where you have to do stuff for a guy named Buff. While it is not Tommy doing the voiceover, he does nail the accent and some quotes.
Oh, hi, me.
There is a wannabe Handsome Jack on Skywell 27 named Handsome Jackie. She also drops a Handsome Jack gun. You can find Rick and Morty as enemies, including Rick's famous hair. If you tip Moxie enough, she will give you some moisty suggestive guns. If a siren catches an enemy, he might flip you off. If you deal 69 damage, your character will say nice. There is a roller coaster that you can ride, and if you shoot all the targets, it will give you a red chest. There is a room that is a reference to the famous jizz scene from South Park. If you hit Torque cereal boxes, it explodes. Because of course it does. There is a hamburger launcher in the game, and it fires, well, you guessed it, baguettes, duh. There is also a launcher that fires turds, because yay, poop jokes.
Full of crap. That's a compliment.
There is an Ecocash Grenade. Remember when in the start Claptrap told you echoes were repurposed as nades? Well, he wasn't lying.
Besides, the Echo 2 had a tiny issue with spontaneous combustion, so they rebranded those as grenades.
There's also a gun called the Lab, which is a bloody alien with more than 100 eyes. And as last, we got this God of War Easter egg. Time for some quickfire references. There is a Doomslayer gun that makes an electric guitar sound when you fire it. There's also a Mario gun that shoots fireballs, like when Mario is on shrooms, and it makes a famous sound effect. Basically, the first thing that I caught was this one. When you pick up your first Echo, your character blows in it like it is a Nintendo cartridge. Sometimes when you die, the Hyperion machine gives you quotes from Far Cry 3 or Skyrim.
Hey you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Hyperion asks, did we ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Around Pandora there are books called 50 Shades of Gravy, which is of course a reference to, well, you know. Somewhere in the world there are some ferrets named after the Crowley family from Downton Abbey. There is also a bunch of quotes from Game of Thrones. Not sure if this is anything, but I found a jacked frag grenade, possibly a reference to Battlefield YouTuber JackFrags. Another reference to a big creator is the 2 times back-to-back champion gun, and it is actually a decent weapon too. These names are a reference to the Lord of the Rings. There is a boss named One Punch who drops a gun named the Pump Chump, which is of course a reference to the show One Punch Man. The end boss of the carnival named Pain and Terror is a reference to Penn and Teller, a big and a short show duo, just like the ones in game, a little bit less evil though. In Sanctuary there's a tiny reference to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. About that, Activision, please make a new one and make it good. These Demos Kagon are a reference to Stranger Things and their demon gorgons. Holy shit, I will not pronounce it again. This gun's bio is also a reference to Stranger Things. In one of the earlier missions you can find the wrestler The Undertaker. Sometimes when you yeet out an enemy from a vehicle, he will do the Wilhelm scream.
Swapping ammo!
Some TVs in the game have the same style as the Fallout games. You can find Hackle and Hide, aka Jekyll and Hyde, as a assassination mission. There is a gun named the Engulfing Ogre, which is of course a reference to Shrek. Its tagline is "It's all ogre now," and of course it's green. In the mission Raiders of the Lost Rock, which is of course a reference to Raiders of the Lost Ark, you have to collect 139,377 brown rocks, which is a reference to the crazy challenge Claptrap gives you in the second game in order to unlock the stash. 2 bosses are called Slot and Chunk, which is a reference to the Goonies. One of the siren skins has a crown from Kingdom of Hearts on her back. There's 4 enemies based off the Power Rangers, all with their own elements.
You don't want me to kill them?
There is an enemy called Road Dog, which is of course a reference to Overwatch Road Dog. The eruptive Nova Burner is of course a reference to current presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. It even has the classic Feel the Burn. The Egon is a reference to Ghostbusters. It doesn't have any music sadly. There is a thing where you can blow up the ship. No idea if it leads to anything. As of now the ship just replies to you that it is all fine. But if you know any more about it, please let me know in the comments.
What are you doing? You'll kill us all! Nah, that's some bullshit. Don't worry about it.
Princess Tarantella is the long-awaited sequel to Queen Tarantella from Borderlands 1. The name itself is a reference to an Italian dance that was believed to cure a bite of the tarantula spider. The idiots. This artifact with the subname Bonesaw is Ready is a reference to the cage match in Spider-Man 2002. And as last, the saddest Easter egg of them all. A gun based around Trevor Eastman, a 27-year-old kid who was an active Borderlands fan, who wasn't sure if he could reach the launch of Borderlands 3 due to his illness. He sadly has passed away on October 2nd, 2019 by the complications of cancer. But the gun that is made in his name by Gearbox will live on forever. So as long as someone plays with a gun, he will live on somehow. But hey, yeah, that's all I got for now. Huge shoutouts to xGarbett and Weduko for helping me out with this massive video. This was Danny, and I see you on the battlefield.